Welcome, everybody. Woo, there we go. Here we are. Thank you, everybody, for joining me as I straighten myself out. So thanks, everyone. My name is Mary Jane Tracy. I'm a psychic medium and a spiritual love of life coach. Budding astrologer. Love to look into the stars to see where the stars are, what's happening, where the planets are, and how they are playing shenanigans upon us each and every day. And if you joined me yesterday, or if you wanted to see the replay from yesterday, I did a reading for each of these signs. So you can go back and look at my scope from yesterday or my Facebook Live from yesterday. I tried to download it last night onto YouTube, and for some reason it just was not downloading. So I said, fine, not going to fight with it. So that's just the way it is. So I was thinking, and I had to go back and listen to, listen to some astrology from other people, like the Pele report and stuff. And I went back and I looked at a lot of energies, a lot of where the planets were and stuff like that for the weekend. And just to get a grasp of it. And this is what I love about astrology, is because you can go back and you can look at patterns. And you can look at things, right? And then you can go and you can look at the future and look at things that are going on, 6 months, 10 years from now, if you wish. Some people, I know astrologers that are just, they get right into it. And I love it. And so I am the Scorpio that says, go for it. Then I will discuss it with you and then we'll look at it. As I was looking at the past, or at, this past weekend, I noticed there was so many disruptions and crazy clearings happening over this weekend. Hello, everybody. There's Virginia and Elizabeth and Lori and Rochelle, Sheila and Andrea and Mary and Tamara and Tanya and Melissa. Woo! Andrea. Whew! It's kindergarten time. Saying good morning to everybody. I noticed that, and good morning to the replays, or afternoon or evening, wherever you are, that the energies that were coming in over the weekend were really getting us to reactivate or relook at things. Things were coming up for a lot of people, even myself. The weekend, the crazy shit that happened was very eye-opener. It was an eye-opener. It was an awakening. It was really getting me to see things. And I think that was for a lot of people too. And getting to confront a lot. And especially because the nodes are in Cancer and Capricorn. I was born with the nodes in Cancer and Capricorn. The North Node in Cancer and the South Node in Capricorn. So my whole earth walk is always about getting to the roots of the healing, to ascend to those of getting to the roots of healing and ego and all of this. So this is, a lot of my transformational life, right? This is my earth walk. I'm clearing out a lot of shit, and I signed up to clear up a lot of shit in this earth time like this and go through a lot of it. So, and one of the things my husband mentioned, he goes, how come you attract such crazy ass fucked up people? And I sat there and I'm like, I don't really mean to attract crazy fucked up crazy people. But I get myself into these, and then I'm looking at, there is karmic ties. There is something karmic there that I need to work on personally. Not theirs, like their stuff. They're there to be a reflection for me. So this is and then I saw things happening to other people. This is coming in to be a reflection. This is coming in to show us what we need to be working on in order to reprogram. It's like we've been working on old programs. So working on, say, the same system as I was working on in 2000. Or 2012. Even from 2000 to 2012, what a crazy difference that was, right? So you're working, say, on the same program, the same type of spreadsheet from the year 2000. So if anybody does Office or is in, has Windows Office 98 or whatever it was in 2000, sure in the hell wasn't the same as 2012. It upgraded. Then you take that, say you did a little upgrade, then you go from 2012 to 2019. Well, it's like Doc X, right? So there's something new there, but we're still running back on 98. And I noticed that, so, remember last week I was talking about the pimple doctor, and that's where I saw the root. And that's where, this morning I saw the puzzle pieces and trying to move the puzzle pieces around and trying to get to the root of everything. And I feel like especially with Uranus is in that Taurus, and it's throwing these curveballs at us. And it's saying, really, is that what you think? Is that what you think you should be doing? Well, really? Boop, here's a curveball. Now, even though you were told, or there's a feeling, an inkling somewhere along the line that got you, I love the pimple doctor too, that came along and said, I don't think you should be doing this. But you're like, whatever the reason be, maybe you went ahead because it was a financial thing. Maybe you went ahead because, well, those are good friends and I love to spend time with them. Or, that's the project that I've been waiting for since 2000. It's 2019. And I want to go on it. Whatever it is. The energy that's coming in and what we're doing and this transformation that's getting us to get to that root. And that's what that North Node in Cancer is. And Mars is in Cancer. Right? So it's there and it's sitting there. Mars has to deal with emotions and it hates to deal. It's a warrior. What warrior soldier wants to deal with emotions? Like, really? It wants to say, let's get out there. Let's get moving. I don't have time to sit and talk to you about feelings. It's like seeing John Cena from WWE, and here he is rough and tough and doing his shit in the ring, and then you see him in a movie and he's crying and you're just like, wow, hang on here. You're not expecting this big warrior guy to sit down on the side of the curb and bare his soul. Right? And we're bearing our soul. We're looking into it and we're bearing our soul and we're getting into these roots and we're getting deeper into these roots of these old programs. Now, I know I've studied with a mentor and she doesn't really like to get into belief systems and things and releasing. I'm totally opposite. I'm like, no. Yeah, we can bypass it. You can go in and you can do bars or whatever it is. So there's a system that they get, it's called bars. I call it Reiki on speed. But it doesn't get to the fucking root of the problem. It bypasses shit. Bypassing is not what we're here to do. Bypassing. This is why when the energies come back in and it's saying, no, Mary, no, Andrea, no, Mary, no, Sherry, Tina, Melissa, Tanya, Tamara, no, we are not bypassing. You got to sit here with it. And we're like, no, I don't want to. I've done my work. I do my gratitudes. I do my prayers. I do all of this. And it's like, yeah, we know you are. We know. And right now in the sky, you can see at around about 10 or 11 o'clock at night, you can see Jupiter and you can see Saturn. And there beside Jupiter is a Taurus and it's flashing red. And across from a Taurus is the sun with Archangel Michael. The energies. Now, Venus is usually the brightest star, but it doesn't show up till just before the sun rises. So if you're up very early, you'll see Venus in there. And here is the sun opposing. Now, even though at night you won't see the sun because, okay, it's nighttime, right? But the sun is still there, believe it or not. The sun is opposing the Taurus. And as it is opposing this red flashing light next to Jupiter, saying, well, what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Ha, 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 ha. And here it is. Here's the sun coming up in Gemini, flashing. And this Gemini is actually a very gentle, loving sign. It's a masculine sign, but it brings in that duality. It brings in this synchronizing energy that's coming forth and having us take a look. What is it? What is it at our root that we need to start working on? And with the energies that are coming forth for this weekend and just before this beautiful new moon is going to be spectacular. It really is. It's really going to bring in some identification for us. It's going to bring in some understanding for us. But it's going to have us look at our humanity, our humanness. And Mars in Cancer doesn't want to look at our humanity. And with the North nodes there, it's like, got to get in there. Got to dive deep. Come on into my end of the pool. You got to get down there. Let's do some deep water aerobics. And you're like, I don't want to go in deep water aerobics and tread. But it's getting you to get into that motivation, to get into that movement of that depth of humanity, of humanness, of you, and not to be the android. Because the thing, the difference between a human and an android is the humanity. It's the feeling. And getting into those feelings, and with that North Node, it's getting into that deepness and re-identifying our ego. And when we can get into the deepness of re-identifying our ego, now I'm not saying you can't trash ego. I'm sorry, guys, you can't. We need it. But we can re-identify with that ego and the belief systems and what this energy is helping us to do. Because now this is where astrology is fabulous. You fast forward when when Saturn and Pluto are conjunct at the end of the year, and we're looking at what is going on, and you want funky shit, that's funky, crazy ass shit that's there. Or in the middle of this summer when we have the eclipses happening, because with Mercury retrograde, it's Mercury, Neptune, Jupiter, Saturn, and Pluto all retrograde during the summertime, during the eclipse time. And Mercury in Cancer. So this emotions of communications are going to be coming up. But what's happening right now is like it's getting us to go through these rooted energies to look at this ego. And even with the moon in Aries, it's this disruption. And then Chiron with being in Aries too, it's bringing in what I call like isolation. Because the only way you can do what you need to do, you need to go within. And nobody can go within with you except you. Only you can do this. And when we can get into this identity, this deepness within us, and we can identify it, we can start to deal with our feelings. And then we can actually start looking at, hey, you know what? I need a 2019, 2020 upgrade. I'm not going to run on 2012 stuff anymore, or 2000. Some people are still running on 2000, 1999. Haven't they heard Prince? It's rewriting, it's re-upgrading us in order for us to get into that stories that have ended, that are no longer in our alignment. But we somehow, because of our beliefs or something, that maybe there was something back here or something in this bottom drawer in the very back that we pulled out. And sometimes when we pull out things out of the bottom drawer, there's some things, yeah, this is really good, I really want to do it. But other things that we're going to pull out, we're going to be like, yeah, that was a wonderful dream. That was really great at that time, but I'm no longer in that alignment anymore. I need to go and figure things out differently. And I want to do it differently. And this is where we start looking at, and we start to reevaluate and learn from our mistakes. because we've been in survival mode for so long. Honestly, as a society, as a consciousness, as a collective consciousness, we have been in a survival mode. You know, it's fine to say that, you know, where people were losing their houses in the United States for a while, and even up here in Canada where the market crashed and everything else, that takes a while to get out of that survival mode, because you're constantly thinking of what's the next thing that's going to fall on me. I lost my house, I lost everything. And you're going through this. You're going through this energy, right? You're going through this negativity for a while, or if you want to identify it as negativity or whatever, or you've gone through some horrific divorce, or what, you know, all these transformations. There could be some deaths of family and everything else. And now we're coming to this point in our life that we're saying, wow, I've been going through a lot. And have I sat and I identified with it? Have I? Or have I been going and motoring along like an android? Okay, I just got, okay, yeah, all right, that was a bad day. I cried, boo-hoo. Yeah, okay, I get up, let's go on. The harsh, as you say, the harsh reality of this all, this learning from our mistakes, or this survival mode that we have been in for so long, is awakening us now to saying, okay, we're getting to that root. We're pulling it out. We're putting the puzzle pieces back together. Where do you want to go? How does this newness want to look for you? What is that in your spiritual muscle have you grown from? Because there's been something there that maybe, you know, you really, because you're always trying to keep it together. You're always trying to keep things and being one step and one step and one step in front. And this energy is saying, yeah, okay, we get it. Exactly, Melissa, the $1 million question. It's like this energy that's coming in now. It's allowing us. And this new moon is, I believe, to be very confronting, and it's very positive, and it's bringing in a lot of humanity for us. And it's allowing us to rewrite and look at the sensitive stuff and what feels good, what was feeling good and what wasn't feeling good, and identifying that. And knowing that we're in a upgrade. I guess we've been in this upgrade mode, but sometimes, even though you got into the upgrade mode, so many times, I mean, people who, myself and others who are writers and very famous people, or even others who have gotten into the CEO office or gotten voted in as vice president of something, they feel like they're phony and fraud, because there's something in their programming, there's something in our programming that's like, ooh, am I really worthy to be doing this? What gives me permission to be doing this? Like, really, am I supposed to be doing this? Or am I supposed to be holding this position? Holy crap. And this is taking, because we have this belief or this programming that's within us that has been there for so long, that when something incredible happens for us, something incredible, we feel like we're not deserving. We're fraudulent. And with this new moon that's coming in, especially in Gemini, because Gemini is that twin, it's that two-ness. So it's, you know, it's coming in. Gemini's neutral, you know, there's, because it's ruled by Mercury. Mercury's a neutral planet. It's neither, it goes in between the worlds, right? So it has that neutrality of it. And it comes in with this neutral energy that's coming in and saying, here it is. This newness, this new path that's coming forward for us is awakening us to look at the programming that we've been on for so long and saying, wow, I think I need to get a new word program because this old Microsoft 98 is not working anymore. I need to upgrade to something better, something that is more for me. But that doesn't mean I can. I just got, you don't have to delete all the files because some of those files still may be relevant for you, but they just need to be rewritten. They need to be spruced up because you have learned so much. You have grown so much, hopefully, in the last while. So it's stepping into this beautiful energy. So this, it's like the clouds are parting, the sun is coming down and giving us this energy to really re-embark upon our journey. And with Chiron in Aries, it really gets us to look inwardly to what we need to look at. And it's not on the outside. It's not putting on a fresh new paint. It's going on in the internal part. It's like, you know, where people say, I'm going to, I'm going to paint these walls, or going to redo my interior, and then maybe the ghosts will be gone. Not really. There's a little bit more work than that. Or, you know, something gets clogged that you just sort of, you know, whatever, I'll just throw Drano down there, or I'll just pump it or whatever. But it needs to get the rotor-rooter, the little snaky thingy down there to get it cleaned out. So many times we need to get the rotor-rooter down inside of us to get ourselves cleaned up in order for us to allow for that light and that newness to come forth with us. And that's all that crazy shit that's been happening, you know, from last week, and looking at where Uranus was, and with Uranus and then Taurus, in Taurus with Venus there, and Venus, Uranus doesn't like to be in Taurus, but Venus does. And so she's at home dealing with Mr. Grumpy Grandpa who wants things done a little bit differently, and she's doing it with a smile on her face. You know, and coming in with this energy, and we're going to have this moon go into Taurus soon, and the moon, Taurus Venus, oh my goodness, they love being in Taurus. You know, the moon's exalted, and she's there, and they're both like, okay, and here comes this big opposing energy, and it's like being in the castle with the grumpy king. Here comes the grumpy king. Here comes these two energies that are just like, we love it here. What can we do to make your life better? How can we help? And Uranus is saying, you know how you can help? Let's freshen this up. Let's take a new look at things. Let's upgrade here. Let's take a better look at your finances and the friends that you have. That's why that beware card keeps coming up, to trust yourself. Let's take a look at who you've been hanging out with. And are you hanging out with people just to get high and stoned and drunk? Or are you hanging out with people to have an exhilarating, higher connection? That's what we have. That's it, right? And it's like saying, in this energy that was through the weekend and through last week was like, okay, I'm getting it. I'm getting it. So it's allowing ourselves not to throw away, because we're coming also to the halfway point of the year. And we got to look at, are we throwing our year away? Are we throwing away this energy? Because this is the only time we get this year. We don't get this year back again. It's you know, it's gone. So how are you going to reinitiate the next part of the year? Are you going to continue doing what you're going to do? Or are you going to come out on my June retreat on June 22nd? Are you going to come out? Are you going to come and join me on June 22nd and come in to reinitiate and step into this newness and how we can take the steps? Now, it is steps. It's like, you know, when you push the rotary down, you push it down, there's steps on clearing and stuff. And now we got to maintain it. How do you maintain? What do you do to maintain? So what is it that you need to do to continue your spiritual journey and maintain, so that you are able to one up and then maintain that and one up on that. That's what we're supposed to be doing on this earth walk. We're supposed to be keep growing, right? And keep learning. Doesn't matter if you're 80, doesn't matter if you're 90, 60, 50, I don't give a shit. It's always learning. It's allowing us to experience things. And we're coming into this energies that in our lifetime on this earth walk, we have not experienced unless you're close to 200 years old. Maybe if you live in India, because I know there's some gurus there. But we've never lived in this Uranian type of energy right now with this Venus and Saturn and Pluto and the nodes where they are. This is all new to us. So this is all new territory. So we are looking at, and it's like getting this new computer game and like figuring it out and how to play this game and how does it feel and which road should we take, because this one didn't feel so good. I want to try this one, but I've never been down it. So it's going to be something new. So this is what this, this energy is, and it's doing the one step at a time, allowing us to take in this rewriting for ourselves. And I call it like the parting of the seas. Here you go. I'm going to lead you over to the promised land and take you to somewhere new and exciting. And are you going to complain on the way? I got the Israelites complaining in my head. What do you mean? There's no food. There's no this. There's no that. And every time God came in and the earth provided, the goddess provided, said, here you go. Because this is a spiritual journey. Even though the North nodes are in Capricorn, and it's saying, well, what do you mean? I want to acquire all of this. And it's like, no, we're on a spiritual journey. This is what is this going to do for our higher good? It's great that we have this muggle world maintaining, but we're wanting to bring in something more and something more sustainable. And you know what? You could stay in the same hamster wheel if that's what you choose, because it's a fear that you don't want to get off. That's your choice. There's no judgment whether you stay on it or not stay on it. But I can tell you, if you jump off of it, there's going to be something even better for you. And taking that step forward for what it is. So it's to get clear. Going down, get clear, looking at, this is why in Journey Club we go through the whys. Why? Why are you afraid of losing your job? Why are you afraid? Why? Why are you afraid of this? And we go through each of the whys and we get down to the bear of why you're afraid of whatever it is. So, sending you guys out so much love today. It's a glorious day. It's a beautiful day. The energies are pretty extreme, but they're extreme in a way. And I noticed the tarot card of the Tower came up for quite a few signs yesterday. But it was mainly, I feel it's shaking us up or shaking them up, whoever, within it, shaking up so that you are having a better awareness. And I think the Tower card needs to be embraced as a energy of love, of saying, I'm the mother of love. And if I'm the mother of love, I'm not going to allow you to go through that pain anymore. I'm going to take that Band-Aid off of you and strip it off. And sometimes that's not always a fun thing. So, and get things aired out. So embrace, and look into the eye of the storm. And with Venus and supporting Juno, this is rewriting your roots. This is your root chakra. Rewriting your roots, your root chakra. So remember last week I was telling you it's about the root, third eye, and crown. So this is looking at your survival mode. So today, just for today, be loving, kind, caring to one another. Just for today, watch your anger. Just for today, tell yourself you love you. Just for today, take a moment. Put your hand on your heart and breathe. And just for today, allow your light to shine and be all you can be. Because as you shine, others will shine too. May the Lord and the Lady watch over and bless each and every one of you in all that you do, in all that you say, and all you be. Blessed be everybody. And we will see you tomorrow.